So hi everybody, it's Sally here from the Leslie Link, and today I'm very excited. I have a gentleman here from Zimbabwe. This is Linus. Thank you so much for coming to the Leslie Link YouTube channel today, Linus. I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about yourself and the projects that you're working on at the moment in Zimbabwe.
I am Linos Muvhu. I am the secretary and the team leader for the Society for Pre and Postnatal Services, which focuses mainly on maternal, paternal, and child mental health issues in Zimbabwe.
Fantastic. And how long have you been working at SPANS so far?
We started Society for Pre and Postnatal Services in 2010. Of course, due to the due diligence processes of registering with the Ministry of Labour and Social Services, it took us 5 years. So we got duly registered in 2015, and we started operations in 2017 after we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Health and Child Care.
Wow, so it's quite a long time since 2010. But you say setting everything up, it's taken time. And
yes.
Could you explain a little bit more about how SPANS is helping people in Zimbabwe at the moment? What things are you doing at the moment?
Society for Pre and Postnatal Services is privileged to initiate a lot of very interesting initiatives towards promoting sound mental health for everyone in Zimbabwe and beyond. In 2016, we initiated the first of its own kind an international conference on maternal mental health as a way of raising of the importance of maternal, paternal, and child mental health in the African context.
Wow, fantastic. And that's the first.
Yes. In 2019, we realized a very huge gap in perinatal mental health of the human resource. So in 2019, we initiated the world first diploma in systemic family therapy and developmental counseling in maternal, paternal, and child mental health. So we wanted to integrate these cadres in the primary health care system to make sure that we have a one roof, services within the maternal care services. We want to integrate family therapy so that women during their antenatal and postnatal care, they are being screened for their mental health disorders as they come for their routine antenatal and postnatal care visits.
That's fantastic. So it's very comprehensive.
So in 2020, since the start of the COVID-19, we initiated a program called Mobile COVID-19 Community Family Mental Health, where we educate, raise awareness on the importance of maintaining, promoting sound mental health during the COVID-19 period.
Okay.
So currently we are also running a holistic community care for parenthood, where we are screening women at one of the clinics that we are currently serving in Goromonzi district, which is 21 kilometers away from Harare along Mutare Road. So we also involved ourselves in the advocacy work after we realized that our Zimbabwe National Health Strategy does not, cater for or include the importance of maternal, paternal, and child mental health in the Zimbabwe National Strategy. So we petitioned the Ministry of Health and Child Care through the Parliament. So our motion now has been read in Parliament, and it's good news for us as a way of advocating for the inclusion of maternal, paternal, and child mental health in the Zimbabwe National Health Strategy.
Wow, fantastic. So yeah, as you say, it's so important, and now you're actually getting it read in Parliament. This is really great. So I imagine there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. but it's extremely important. You can help so many people if this goes through into law. So that's great. And you mentioned before about COVID-19, as we've seen, obviously it's affected many lives all around the world. And sadly, it still is affecting many, many lives. It's increased mental health issues for sure, for everybody. What things have you noticed in the communities in Zimbabwe, specifically related to mental health? What are the main concerns of the people because of COVID?
Yeah, because of the COVID, I think we learned a lot, because we were like working with the communities in Boromon's district since its inception of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
So what we learned, the key lessons that we draw from our communities is, the interchangeably or the misunderstanding of mental health and mental illness. We realized that, if you go to the community and say, guys, we really want to promote sound mental health for everyone.
Yeah.
The challenge is that, most people, they are not aware of what is mental health. So they relate or they understand mental health as mental illness.
Right.
So at the end of the day, even if you want to say, guys, look, we want to promote your mental health, your sound mental health, particularly during these difficult times, most people, they say, no, why cannot approach those in the psychiatric units, or those that in the halfway homes where the psychiatric patients are, who definitely need the mental health care services. So it was very unfortunate. So we started to do a lot of education. So we're busy educating the communities, busy raising awareness, so that we know we are as concerned citizens who say we really definitely need everyone to have a sound mental health, to make sure that we speak the same language. However, there are quite interesting, observations that we observed, that, most people for sure, they definitely need mental health care, considering the language, in our context, we've got our own way of saying, these mental health issues or mental health problems, or social problems, that affect somebody's mind. So we realize that, people, they've got their own ways, that they are using to define these mental health issues or challenges. So we started then to structure, our messages around that. To say, guys, look, as much as if you are saying, like I'm in this situation, or I'm stressed, it means your mental health, your sound mental health has been affected. So definitely a potential client of us would definitely need mental health care services, to be out so that you meet with the professionals. Yes. So we draw a quite number of issues, that we definitely, if we definitely want to make sure that we promote sound mental health for everyone, we definitely need to work collaboratively with the society so that we understand them. We also use their own local resources which they have to make sure that we provide sustainable solutions towards mental health care.
Okay, that's brilliant. And actually, I think you also answered my next question as well, which is great, because there is, well, once again, I keep saying the word savvy, but it's so true. There is such a stigma attached to mental health and everything it involves. But like you said, it's great that you're listening to the communities and finding out what language they're using, how they feel about mental health issues, what's the right language to use, so you can get your message across to them to help them and give them the mental health care that they need, So it's really great that you're actually getting down to basics with the people and finding out how they feel. It's very easy to just send a message out there, and it might not be exactly clear for people, but if you understand how they're communicating about mental health, it makes a big difference, doesn't it? So this is really good. And when it comes to mental health, have you found that there's a bit of discrimination in the communities when they find that somebody is suffering from some mental health issues? Do you find that they get discriminated by other people? Or how have you managed to battle situations like that?
Yeah, definitely. This stigma and discrimination is very common. You know, the fact that, you know, if you are mentally not okay, you tend to depend on one another, which means that same person is affected, you know, in terms of his own time, his own commitments. Yes, because of we are now depending on that person. So definitely there's that self-stigma that started, you know, to have, you know, to come up. Yes, to say somebody say, no, look, you're stealing my time, and possibly I need to go somewhere, you know, to look for the resources or for money, you know, to put food on the table. Then if somebody is mentally ill, you know, it needs that care, it needs that support. So definitely the issue of stigma then will start to arise, particularly if you were to look at those that are in the severe mental health issues. And you know, they need extra, you know, social support, and considering, you know, different factors, you know, surrounding us as people, we definitely need to make sure that we meet our needs. And definitely, if somebody is mentally ill, it needs somebody to take care of. So it means you're spending much time, you know, looking at that person, because some they might go, you know, I think they need extra, you know, they need extra care and extra support. So the stigma definitely becomes a very essential, you know, aspect or challenge around those that are mentally ill, especially in the societies and within in the families. And you know, yes, of course, those with severe mental health, most of them, they go in psychiatric, in halfway homes, you know, and others in the rehabilitation facilities. But, you know, families, they do take care of some of these clients or patients of mental health issues. So definitely, you know, currently our most families that are dysfunctional, they're no longer functional as we expect. So there's no longer peace, harmony, you know, joy within this family. So most of these families that dysfunctional, they are no longer run the way that we expect them to be run. So at the end of the day, the stigma also plays a pivotal role in support of those that are mentally ill.
Right, okay, it's very interesting. Okay, very interesting. And you mentioned at the beginning of the interview about how you've been involved in setting up the first international conference on maternal mental health in Africa. So how did the conference, the first conference go? How many people were involved? And do you have the next date for the next conference? When is that happening?
Yes, the first conference that we held in 2016, it went very well and it was a success. And now with some gurus and some, you know, very interested guys in supporting the Afrocentric, you know, thinking around supporting paternal, maternal, and child mental health, particularly the Maasai Society.
Okay.
And also the perinatal mental health that is being, you know, headed by Dr. Jane and Mark Williams. They are giving us a very huge support to make sure that all the planning and the preparations that we are currently doing to successfully held the second international conference on maternal mental health in Africa in May from 25 to 27 is a success. So definitely the preparations are going very well and they are at advanced stages now.
Wow, okay, so May 25 to May 27. And presumably everything's going to be online again, I guess, like everything is at the moment, yeah?
Yes, the second international conference is going to be held. It is online, and it's for free. If people they go on the Eventbrite, they will see our link there. And we are encouraging all members and interested advocates in promoting maternal and paternal child mental health in Africa, mainly focusing on the broader focus of our Ministry of Health and Child Care, which is maternal, neonatal, child, adolescent health issues. So everyone who is interested in that broad focus, definitely they go and register. It's for free, and we definitely need their participation.
That's brilliant. Well, obviously, after the interview, we can get in touch, and if you can send me some links, I can certainly put them at the bottom of the YouTube video. So it's also easy for people to find and find you and sign up as well for the conference. That would be great. And you touched on this right at the beginning as well about the mobile units. And I believe it's on Global Giving. You currently have a project going, which is to raise money for these 20 mobile community units. Can you explain a little bit more about how the community units work and how they help the people when they go out there?
Yeah, we really want to thank, generous individuals around the world who took their time, effort, to donate towards our global giving fundraising drive, to make sure that we promote sound mental health within the communities of Korononzi. So considering that, it's not only the challenge for Zimbabwe, but it's a problem around the world. Mental health programs that are not fully funded. So because of the global giving page, we managed to get a lot of funding, and we carried out more than 50 now mobile community family mental health through the donations that we are getting from most of the generous individuals within the world who are also going through our global giving fundraising page and donate their very precious resources. We know most people they are under very difficult conditions, financially, but some people that are taking their time and give to our project. And most of them, currently now we have got our monthly donors who give to this project, and that also help us now to carry on our work effectively. Yeah,
that's fantastic. And as you say, I mean, it's incredible how much support that people are giving, especially right now. Times are difficult for many people, but mental health is always a priority. And I think people are starting to realise as the years go by that mental health is an issue. It's just as important as when we look after the rest of our bodies. Your mental health is just as important. And I think people are finally starting to come round to it. There's still a lot of work obviously to be done, as I'm sure that you're aware, and I know that you're fully committed into it in your career to help people in this way, So I'm just grateful that we have people like you, Linos, in the world, But yes, the Global Giving project that you have, once again, I want to put this down at the bottom of the YouTube video so people can find it. And if they want to support you and help you, this will be great. So you can keep the projects going and help the people that need to in the communities. So it seems like it's gone really, really quickly. We're already come towards the end of the interview. Is there anything else that you'd like to mention as regards mental health in Zimbabwe? Any other projects that you're working on right now?
Yes, I really want to say this. It is of interest to me that science is also backing our work to say, from the womb to the world, we need to make sure that we promote sound mental health from the first environment, which is the utero, so that we have productive generation, we have functional families, and definitely that will help us to have a better society, a better nation, and a better world. Yeah. So definitely, backed with the science now, there is a lot to do around promoting and supporting maternal, paternal, and child mental health. So I'm calling around, everyone who is going to listen to this, for sure to consider this in every program that they are doing. Let's support women from conception, during delivery, before and during delivery. This is a critical point that we need to start support mental health issues. So science is very clear now, and definitely we need to follow that. This is the time, and the time is now.
Quite right. You're right. This is the time, and definitely is the time now, and even more so. I think everything's been highlighted with the pandemic, not just in Zimbabwe, but all over the world, that people have actually had to go inside themselves and look at themselves, and maybe people who didn't realize they even had mental health problems. And like, as you say, in Zimbabwe, women who are given birth, before birth, after birth, this is very important for them. They're going for their hormones are changing, they have different thoughts in their head, and this can set off so many different things. So thank you so much for being with us today. I really, really do appreciate you coming to the YouTube channel. And as I say, I'm going to put some details down the bottom so people can get hold of you. Maybe it could be other sort of organizations around the world that can partner with you and do some other projects, which would be really helpful. And thanks, Linos, for coming. I really appreciate it.
Sure. Yes, thank you so much for having me. It was a great pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Linos. Thank you.